is still sort of moving around in
I think his
Congress.
Treasury Secretary is speaking right now.
Yeah, well, right now the Dow is not reacting positively. We'll see what happens a little bit later on in the day. For the latest on Chris Brown and Rihanna, we have Harvey Levin joining us now, and more details seem to be coming out about this. But one of the most interesting things, Harvey, is her injuries being described as horrific. What is that all about? What is horrific?
Well, we now know exactly what it was going on in terms of the injuries, and we put it up last night that law enforcement, and this is 100% here, they are describing the injuries as horrific, and I can be specific. She has 2 huge contusions on either side of her face, swelling, bruising, a busted lip, a bloody nose. She had bite marks on several of her fingers and her arm. She told police that Chris Brown struck her with his fists, and he has had some training in Taekwondo. There were photographs taken. The police took photographs before she left the scene. These photographs are extremely, extremely graphic. And what I am told, and the way it's put to me, is it at this point doesn't really matter whether Rihanna cooperates or not. I'm not suggesting that she may not. I'm just saying it almost doesn't matter. These pictures are so powerful that it looks as if there's no choice but to charge Chris Brown.
She's been cooperating so far, from what I've heard, and she didn't call 911. Someone heard her screaming?
Yeah, she was not the one to call. It was somebody in the area who called. I am told it is quite the call. This one will not be released because LAPD has a policy of not releasing these, but it is, it's an interesting call from what I'm told.
What do you mean?
I haven't really even said this on the site, but is it just us? Should I whisper this to
Yes, no one watches this show. Please, go ahead.
The person who called, it sounds like it's right out of Central Casting.
What does that mean?
Oh, really?
What does that mean?
To me, the way it was told to me, it's almost as if somebody heard 911 calls on television and tried to mimic it.
But this is like an innocent bystander, somebody who heard. Okay, so now I heard her parents want her to come back to Barbados. I mean, this is like a 19 and a 20-year-old. He's 19, she's 20. They're like almost kids, but they're, driving these expensive cars and acting like adults. But I mean, her parents have to be freaking out. Have you talked to them, or has anyone tried to talk to them?
We haven't. I mean, all of my stuff right now, I mean, most of it is, we have law enforcement sources on this thing, but, this is really serious. This is not just, a minor little fight in a brush.
And did she eventually go to the hospital? I know she refused treatment at the scene, but...
That's the way we understand it, that she eventually did, but she is badly, badly hurt.
Harvey, what are the potential consequences to Chris Brown's career from all of this?
Huge. I mean, Tony, if he is, he's been booked on felony criminal threats, that alone could land him in prison if the book gets thrown at him for 9 years. On top of that, I'd be stunned, given what I'm hearing now about the pictures, that they don't charge him with domestic violence, felony, which is, more years.
Okay, so let's say they do charge him. If she decides, because we've seen this happen in relationships, they had a bad spat, then they get back together, she decides she hasn't
said it doesn't matter.
Okay, so she doesn't even have to press charges, he could still go
The physical
away?
evidence seems to be overwhelming. Is that right, Harvey?
Well, I'm not trying to convict the guy. I'm just telling you in terms of going forward, they don't need her.
Okay.
And I would be stunned if the DA, the way I'm told is, no way are they not going to file in this case. I mean, that's what I'm getting from inside.
Well, it's high profile, and if they didn't, then people would say, what are you doing?
And Harvey,
there's a lot of pressure.
And Harvey, you know that a lot of singers, entertainers thrive on bad news. That's how they get their street cred, or whatever you want to call it.
Goes beyond
but
that.
Chris Brown actually had much more of a squeaky clean image than I think a lot of these other entertainers have.
This is Tony, this is absolutely not somebody trying to get street cred. I mean, this is something that no one wanted.
Yeah, beating a woman, not good.
Yeah, and again, we don't know everything that went down. This is a tough one. This case will not go away. I mean, we heard a buzz that initially that maybe there would be a move, but it's not going to go away.
So they've both canceled everything. She's canceled her birthday party and a concert. He's canceled some concerts.
And he lost some
what happens next?
Well, I mean, I don't know how it would be more graphic than this. First of all, she's got to heal.
Yeah.
I mean, she is hurt, and she looks hurt. So she's just got to heal. That's number one. Number two, you know, he's in huge trouble. I mean, this is just the beginning of the process for him. Now the DA is going to get, my guess is the DA will probably get this case today. I don't know that for sure, but I'm told that it may well happen today. And I would expect the DA is going to make a fairly quick decision on this thing. It's not a complicated case in that sense.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is where the process begins.
And there has been speculation already by some that this really will end Chris Brown's career. What do you think?
The only thing I would caution you about that, saying that, Tony, is I believe that we on this very show have had similar discussions several years ago with Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yeah. No.
So,
it's going to blow over in a few years, and then he'll be back with a hit album or something.
At the very least, a setback, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
Kobe's
sure.
doing endorsements again. Remember, he said never going to happen.
Absolutely.
All right, Harvey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Coming up next, will the in vitro doctor for the octuplet mom be in any legal trouble? Judge Penny from Family Court is with us. Perhaps she'll have something to say about that.
Judge Penny Brown Reynolds there.
Judge Penny Brown Reynolds.
Rain on the way. We've got the full details.